Alright. Alright, so let's see. Welcome back. So from what I understand, the global regions is tomorrow, and unfortunately I will not be able to. Well, I don't have enough time to do my traditional PowerPoint lessons for the regions, but we can still prepare for it. So here's what we're gonna do. In order for us to prepare for the global regions, the January global regions that's coming up tomorrow, we are going to have to be a little bit creative. So since you guys know I'm a little technologically challenged somewhat, so I still have my iPad too. Oh, it's an oldie, but it still works, so oldie but goodie. Right here, so what I did is I went to the New York State official website for Regents exams, and I opened up the August 2017 Regents. So I just thought, why not, why not study the latest one? Why not go over the latest one? I personally haven't seen that Regents before, so I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't done history in a while, but these types of questions oftentimes they get recycled. So what are we gonna do? So let's see. In order for us to do it, you guys have to open up your browsers, and you guys have to go to the New York State website for all Regents exams. If you don't know how to find it, just type all Regents exams in Google. Or you can actually type in all Regents exams global in Google, and it should give you a link. And open up I want you guys to open up the August 16, 2017 exam. That's the one I have right here. Now I have my pen, I have my paper, so as I answer these types of questions, we're going to do some multiple choice questions. I don't know if we're going to do all of them, because my old iPad, I haven't charged it in a while. It only has 13%, but we'll see. If anything, might continue it on a browser, but let's see how much we'll get through. So I'm going to, as we do it, I'm going to write down my answers on a piece of paper, and then I'm going to check it. Even the thing about the Regents, even your teachers aren't going to get all of them right. That's why they have the answer key. I mean, some of these teachers could be really, really good, but most of the ones that I met, unfortunately, they'll get most of them. But they told me, occasionally one or two questions pop up, that they gotta double check. If that type of question shows up, that I don't completely know. Hopefully it doesn't, but I'll double check it. But I feel confident that we can do that. We can do it. So August 16, 2017 Regents. Alright, so let's open up to the first question. It's gonna look something like this. So let's see. Now it's the first time I'm actually recording something on my new webcam, so let's see how all it works. So question number 1, it says, so it has a map question. You're going to have a lot of these on the regions. So it says, which group of people is represented by this migration pattern? So hopefully you guys have the test opened in your browser, your iPad, or whatever device you're using. So in this case, I see a southern part of Africa. I see migration routes. Right away I know it's Bantu, even before looking at the answers, but I see Bantu is one of the choices, but it can be Phoenicians, it can be Hebrews, and it can be Persians, because I'm gonna write down to Bantu, because Bantu tribes, as they migrated in Africa, it's very important to know that they brought with them language and traditions. So like in Europe, you see a lot of European languages like French, Italian, Spanish, they're based off of Latin language. In that part of Africa, a lot of even modern languages are based off Bantu. Alright, so Bantu number 1 is 2. Question number 2. Hope you guys are following along. So, which statement best describes the benefit of studying past events from multiple points of view? Right, multiple points, multiple perspectives. So it's like, let's say, global history. So let's just what should I use? All right, so let's say we're going to use World War I. So a perspective of a German could be drastically different from a perspective of a British person, because they were fighting on opposite sides in that war. So, is it 1, using primary sources that allows historians access to official records? Primary sources are sources that were written, not just written, could be recorded, could be just the sources that existed at the time. Could be a journal, could be a newspaper article, could be a recording. Anything that existed at that time is a primary source during the time of that event. Is a primary source. And it's not number 1. Number 2, viewing history chronologically shows how eras overlap from one time period to the next. No. So we can cross that one out, eliminate it, get rid of it. Let's go. 12%, okay. 3, examining different perspectives gives a more complete picture of historical circumstances. Different perspectives, it is 3. I think it's 3, because it's different perspectives, which is the same as multiple points of view in some ways, yeah. But with these types of questions, we want to answer question number 4 as well. So, is it for evaluating the roles of specific individuals? Not answer. I want to read it. Evaluating on the roles of specific individuals in history helps determine personal contributions. Yeah, I know it's. So, as far as question number 2 goes, the correct answer is 3. Examining different perspectives gives a more complete picture of historical circumstances. And it's the only one that makes sense. Alright, let's go to question number 3. The knowledge and skills of a geographer would be best suited for. Oh, wait a minute. Question number 2, I have to write down that. It's 3. Question number 3. Knowledge and skills of a geographer would be best suited for. Is it 1, identifying a set of bones discovered at an archaeological site? No, that would be the job of archaeologist. I mean, that's simple. 2, providing cost analysis for production data received by a manufacturer, that's an economist. Is it 3, generating an environmental impact reports for an energy company? So a geographer, person who studies Earth. You could look at maps, but it's not cartographer. A geographer is a person who studies Earth and land. So environmental impact, environment is part of Earth, so 3 is probably the right answer, but let's see what number 4 says. Developing a national party platform? Can't believe they have this as a choice for global regions. It belongs to an American regions exam. But yeah, 4 is the wrong one. National party. Because party politics, you don't really study that in global, do you? I don't think so. So it's 3. Generating environmental impact reports for an energy company. 3, for question number 3, the answer is 3. Alright, let's see. Okay, stay with me. I bet. Alright, so I have 3 bullet points. So, 3 questions. You might be asked these types of questions on the region, so let's see. What is the purpose of government? How is citizenship defined? And who holds power? Which area of study focuses on the way societies answer these questions? Is this one cartography? No, cartographers, they study maps. To political science? Political science. Yes. So I see keywords. I see government, I see citizenship, and I see power. It's political science. Now you're probably not going to see these types of questions a lot on our global regions, but it's important to know it. So 4 is probably 2 should be the right, but let's take a look at 4 is economics. Other choices. 4 is economics, V is physical anthropology. Physical anthropology. No. So number 4, the answer is 2. Alright, so question number 5 says both the Han and Roman empires declined as a result of what? Is it 1? Undisciplined armies and limited access to trade. This is completely wrong and unacceptable because both Romans and Han empires had one of the most disciplined armies in the ancient world. And well-trained armies, by the way. So, 1 is wrong. 2, over expansion and foreign invasions by nomadic people. Probably the right answer. Because, but let's take a look at other choices. 3, inefficient theocratic rulers and few governmental regulation. Now, if you see theocracy, it means a ruler. It means a country is ruled by religion. Example, Iran after 1979. Some historians would classify it as a theocracy. Theocracy means a government ruled by religious figures, but Iran also has some democratic features. But we're not going to talk a lot about Iran, so it's not 3. Is it for harsh climate and high taxes? Absolutely wrong. So it's overexpansion and foreign invasions by nomadic people. In China, it had to deal with Mongols, among others. In Roman Empire, had to deal with barbarian hordes, the Gauls. Also, interesting fact though. The Romans called barbarians. These people were barbarians mainly because they couldn't understand what they were saying. So when some people from those Germanic tribes would speak, to a Roman, they would the only thing they would hear is bar, bar, bar. So they would just call them barbarians. Simple. So nowadays, when a lot of people, when they think about barbarians, they think of someone who was brutish, who was undisciplined, who was nomadic, so like a caveman with a club. And in some ways, I don't know how much of a truth to that. And barbarians, they were definitely barbarian tribes, but the name itself is derived from the fact that Romans couldn't understand what they were saying. 11% of my iPad. Alright, we gotta move. Alright, so 6, a religious question. Alright, these types of questions always pop up on every single regions, so chances are they're gonna be on the regions that it's gonna take. So the 10 Commandments are to Judaism as 5 pillars are to Islam. Right away, 5 pillars. When you see 5 pillars, you have to know it's Islam. It's not Buddhism, it's not Shintoism, and it's not Hinduism. Alright, so forget to write it down. 5 is 2, 6 is 4. Alright, so let's see. Construction of stupas, writings by Kalidasa, and development of the concept of zero. Are most closely associated with God, hopefully I don't get that one wrong. But let's see. Remember, you don't have to get all of them right, but let's see. 1, Gupta Empire, concept of zero. I think it's Gupta Empire. It's definitely not Tang Dynasty. It's not Mongol Empire. I don't think it's Abbasid. Alright. Actually, you know what? I want to take a look at it. So 7, I think it's 1, but let's take a look at the answer. Okay, let's see how I'm going to cover everything else. Let's see how well we did for the first 7 questions. Number 1 is 2, number 2 is 3, number 3 is 3, number 4 is 2, number 5 is 2, number 6 is 4, number 7 is 1. Perfect. That's all I want to know. This question scared me a little, but let's see. Question number 8. It's from the perspective of many Arab Muslims at the time of Crusades. Crusades. So when you see Crusades, you have to think about holy wars. So a lot of Christian kings wanted to liberate Jerusalem from, at the time it was controlled by Muslims. And what happened is in the year, let's see if I remember, it was 1095. That's right, 1095. There was Pope Urban II who issued a proclamation. Oh, he issued a proclamation for them to invade the Holy Land. He actually wanted them to invade the Holy Land in 1095. So Crusades. But Crusaders were considered. Oh, the European Crusaders. Oh, okay, this one is very important. A 10% battery. Alright. So, from a perspective of many Arab Muslims at the time of the Crusades, you have to pay attention to the question. From a perspective of Arab Muslims, because if you don't pay attention to the question, you might get this question wrong. They were considered as invaders, basically. 3 is the right answer. Absolutely, invaders. Because they were coming to the land to take over their land. They're not refugees. They're not liberators. They're certainly not allies. But a series of crusades, holy wars. So when you think of crusader, someone who's a crusader, someone who goes. So these knights and kings went to Jerusalem. Later on, after the first crusade, which was the most successful one, they actually established a kingdom there. But they went there because mainly for glory, money, but mostly for salvation, because they wanted to go to heaven. So the idea was like, you can't lose. If you win, you get the glory. If you lose, you're gonna go to heaven. That's what salvation is. All your sins will be forgiven. You'll go to heaven if you die. So you can't lose. It's a it's a good situation, and for our perspective, Europeans, who just wanted to get rid of them, just to send them to that land. All right, so question number 9. Number 9. I'm blind. Question number 9. Cities of so number 8. Number 8 is invaders. 3. Question number 9. The cities of Constantinople and Kiev. Well, Kiev grew primarily as a result of development of that would be trade routes, 2 urban planning, 3 rigid social systems, or 4 religious pilgrimages. Now let me think about this one. I know it's not religious pilgrimage, so we can eliminate 4. Other religion did play a huge part in these societies, so hopefully Mr. N doesn't get that one wrong, but so far, hopefully I don't get it wrong, but so far I don't think it's religious pilgrimages. I don't think it's rigid social systems, and I don't think it's urban planning. I think it's trade routes. I think number 1 should be the right answer, trade routes, because they were trading a lot. Now, hopefully I don't get that one wrong, but I think it's a number 9. For now, I'm going to put 1, trade, because they were trading between each other. And actually the Constantinople, the Byzantines, actually I do think it's 1. Byzantines, they brought to Kiev and later to Russia Cyrillic alphabet, Christian Orthodox religion, and that followed along the trade route. But it's not a religious pilgrimage though. It's number 9. Let's double check. I think it's 1. 9 is 1. Whew. No. 9 is 1. This is why you guys can't get this one wrong. Because sometimes, you would look at religion and the fact that Kiev did get Kiev kind of got religion from Constantinople, and Russia later on got religion from there as well. But it's really trade routes. They were trading between each other. No, we got it. Yeah. Alright, so number 10. That's a little late. My brain doesn't work at 100% capacity, but let's see. Number 10. Question number 10 says, what was the primary motive behind the implementation of Sharia in Islamic empires beginning in the 8th century? Okay, Sharia, when you see Sharia, it's basically the Islamic law, religious law, Sharia, basically. Is it one promoting mechanism for technological change? I don't think so. Number 2, uniting people under common laws and practices. Yes, common religion, common law, and common practices. I'm pretty sure it's number 2. Oh, I wrote down number 2. You shouldn't do that in the Regents. You should double check. But 3 should be distribution of wealth among citizens. Number 3, that's what it says, and that's the wrong answer. 4, guarantee a representative government. Absolutely wrong. Representative government. Once again, this type of answer, I don't know why they started doing this. This belongs on the U.S. Regents. Representative government. What are they trying to do? 10 is number 10. The answer is 2. All right, so okay, dear iPad, stay with me. You got 9%. All right. Question number 11. Okay, so you're gonna have these types of questions. I don't know if you guys can see it. All right, so it says basic answer to question 11 in the passage below, and in knowledge of social studies. So let's read the passage. The town was a center, so I have a British spelling of the word center, alright, was a center of attraction and diffusion, but above all it was a center of production. The town was a crossroads and a terminus, which is a Latin word for last stop, and they're letting you know that in brackets. Through contacts, meetings and exchanges, it would play a major creative role. Jacques Le Goff. That sounds strange, but alright. In Fontana Economic History of Europe. So you also have to read on what's on the bottom. Sometimes it could help on. I don't know if it's going to help us now, but oh, it's Middle Ages, of course it will. All right. So which statement would this passage best support? Is it 1, towns were important in an emerging international economy. 2, economic self-sufficiency was reinforced by revival of towns. Is it 3, crossroad location limit the functions of towns? Or 4, culture of towns discourage new ideas. Well, it says the town was a center of attraction, diffusion, cultural diffusion. That's where cultures exchange their ideas. So, and meetings and exchanges would best support. Which statement would this passage best support? Towns were important in an emerging international economy. I think that should be the right answer, but let's see. 2, economic self-sufficiency was reinforced by... So when you're self-sufficient, means you... Basically, if a town is self-sufficient, they can take care of themselves. That's why number 2 makes no sense. Number 2 is wrong. If you're self-sufficient, you can take care of yourself. You know, you need anybody's help. Like, you know, when you grow up and when you guys move out of your parents' houses, you know, you're going to become self-sufficient. You're going to get a real job where you can make money, where you can become self-sufficient. No longer dependent on anyone. That's self-sufficiency. That's when a city is not dependent on other cities. If it's self-sufficient, very rare in that time. So, is it 3? Crossroad locations limit the functions of towns. I don't think it's 3. 4, culture of towns to discourage new ideas. Okay, so 11. I think that's. I think the answer to question 11. I think that's gonna be a 1. Hopefully, I don't get that one wrong. No, my brain is not working at 100% capacity, but hopefully, I don't get that one wrong. And let's look at another one before we check our answers. Question number 12. Which title best completes the partial outline below? So you have this type of outline. And you're gonna see a lot of these types of questions on the Regents exam. Alright, so let's see. The iPad is 8%. Alright. So you see, so basically, it's like if you guys are doing an essay and you have to make an essay outline, which is also a really good idea, by the way. But you see, have an outline, and then you have A, B, C, and D. A says archipelago, which is a set of islands. Limited arable land, so limited land that you could actually grow something on. Is it C, rugged mountains? D, earthquakes. Now, even before that, I'm thinking, I'm not looking at the answers, but I'm thinking Japan. I'm thinking Japan could be there, but it doesn't have to be the right answer. Is it one physical features of Korea? Korea's Korea, that's peninsula. Korea is, that's not Korea. Is it 2 geographic factors of Japan? Yes, it's not Cambodia and it's not Russia, it's Japan. Number 12, it's 2. Alright, let's see how we did so far. Alright, so I'm just focused on the ones that we answered. We didn't do that. Well, number 8 was 3, so we got it. 9 is 1, 10 is 2, 11 is 1, and 12 is 2. Whew, so far a perfect streak. Alright. Alright, so which situation led to the other 3? Question number 13. Is it 1, Mongol skills and weapons diffusing into China? Remember. 2, Confucian scholars losing status and government positions. So when they say, when they're saying like which situation led to the other 3, it means every single question is, they're all connected. Is it 3, Mongols conquering China and establishing the Yuan dynasty, and 4, Marco Polo writing about traveling to the palace of Kublai Khan? Alright. I'm looking at Mongol skills and weapons diffusing into China, Mongols conquering China. I think it's Mongols conquering China, because when they conquered China, their skills and weapons diffused into China, so 1 has a lot to do with that. Confucian scholars losing their status, that also was the result of Mongols conquering China, and Marco Polo writing about traveling to the palace of Kublai Khan, which is a Mongol leader now. So I think it's question number 13. I think the answer is 3. Now, I'll be honest here. Asian history, specifically history of China, is not my terrain. It's not my strong point. Mostly specialized. When I went to college, I specialized in 20th century European history, but I think it's 3. Okay, so let's see. Question number 14. Which 2 major commodities were traded on trans-Saharan routes by West African kingdoms? And I know I'm kind of going over it. When you actually take the Regents exams, it shouldn't take you longer than a minute. Probably even less than a minute. Come on, less than a minute to answer each question. You shouldn't spend that much time on it. If the question is that confusing, you think about it, you use the process of elimination, you definitely have to think about it, but if you're not sure, just take the best educated guess, take an educated guess and move on. And then, if you have time at the end, let's say, at the end of the Regents, you can go back to that question and think about it some more. So, question number 14. 2 major commodities were traded on trans-Saharan routes by West African kingdoms. Without looking at the choices that are given, I'm covering them up. I think it's salt and gold, because salt was used to preserve food. Salt was traded for gold. Salt was very, but let's see if I'm right. It's not timber and wheat. West Africa, you don't see a lot of wood in West Africa, a lot of trees. Silk and cotton? No. It's very gold and salt. It's not petroleum. You don't see petroleum until the 19th century industrial revolution. Industrial revolution. 14 is 3. Alright, so we're going over it. 14. Alright, so bubonic plague, 15. In 1340s, 1347, I think. I think that was when it's actually when it came to what's today Italy on ships from Asia. Black Death spread to Europe as a result of trade with Asia. Number 1 is the right answer. Expansion of Christianity. 3. The guilds. Vasco da Gama. Oh. Trade from Asia. 15 is 1. Alright. Number 16. What is one reason the Ming emperors did not expand China's economic influence across the Indian Ocean after voyages of Zheng He? Alright, history of China. Not my strong point. Not my strong area. But let's try to answer it. Is that 1. Resources we need to combat Japanese invaders to developing trade networks with Russia was more profitable. Ming emperors, I don't think it's 2, but let's see. 3. Conquering European territories drained China's history. China didn't conquer European. Alright. Not expand. Foreign goods were considered inferior to those produced in Russia. In China. Alright, so I don't know if it's a little too late or if my brain is not working under 100% capacity, but let's see. I have to think about this question, number 16. So, I don't think it's 4. Let's use the process of elimination. I don't think it's 4 because foreign goods are considered inferior to those produced in China. Economic influence. Actually, is it 2? Developing trade networks with Russia was more profitable. I don't think it's 2 either. Conquering European territories drained China's treasure. China didn't conquer it. It was Mongols. It's not 3. Yeah, I'm stuck between 1 and 4 for question 16. And the reason I'm stuck is because I don't know. So my brain is not working today, but let's see. Shame on me. Alright, so well, they did. I think it's 1 or 4. Alright, I think it's foreign goods when considered inferior to those produced in China. The resources we need. Well, China did produce a lot of goods that were superior to foreign goods. When you think about it, they had silk, they had other, but the Japanese were invading it. Question 16. I know if my brain worked 100% I would get that one right, but I'm putting 4 right now. Alright, let's see. 16 is 4! We got it. Question 4. Yeah, I was stuck between 1 and 4 because I know Japanese didn't invade it, but I guess they didn't pose that much of a threat. 4. Foreign goods were considered inferior. That's right. China, at the time, China was a lot more advanced than Europe, and lots of places that had no need to actually trade with them. 4. We got it. By the way, let's check. Let's check 13. So 13 was 3, 14 3, 15 1. Okay, I don't want to say anything else because that would be cheating and I don't want to cheat. Alright, question number 17. In which way Akbar the Great and Suleiman the Magnificent were similar? Is that both leaders? Is it 1, centralized governmental power to impose polytheistic religion? Alright, when you see polytheistic, it means many gods. And Akbar the Great was not, he was not someone who believed in polytheistic religion. I'm thinking that both of these guys believed in Islam, which is a monotheistic religion. People who believe in Islam, they believe in only one God, Allah. So it's not Is that both leaders? Oh, I know it's not 2. Centralized governmental power could be the right answer, but I want to see something else. 3. Implemented new power of writing. Implemented new system of writing. All right, and provoke ethnic tensions. It's 1, definitely 1. Centralized governmental power. They were great leaders. One of the best ones in history. All right, so you have this little cartoon, number 18. So just to be sure we guys are on the same page. All right, number 18. Number 18, yeah. So I'm looking at this political cartoon. I'm thinking, before when looking at it, I'm thinking they're talking about Incas or some people of the New World. So I see terraces, I see mountains. It's definitely Incas. So based on illustration about the Inca, definitely 18. Based on illustration, which statement about the Inca Empire is accurate? Is it 1? Inca women sold agricultural products of the empire. We can't tell. We cannot tell that by based on this political cartoon. Is it 2? Hunting and gathering was the main source of food. That's not hunting and gathering. It's agriculture. So 2 is wrong. 3. Inca used handwriting documents. That's wrong. Alright, so it's definitely 4. Inca did develop technology to adapt to the environment. They 5% batteries. Alright. What they did was they went to the mountains and they built terraces. They built crops to develop agriculture. That took now, so they could make crops in those mountains. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's number 4. 18 is 4. All right. Oh, I love this leader. Take a look at this, guys. It says the roots of Hernan Cortés, who was a conquistador from Spain. He was a little bit mad in some ways, but he wanted to find gold. In which city did he first encounter the Aztecs? This one. It's actually probably, I don't know. Let's see. Is it 1? Is it Santiago de Cuba? No. You see the darkish thing that they have on the map? That's the Aztec Empire. And I'm seeing Veracruz. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. But 19 should be 4. Alright, so 19 is 4. Veracruz. Alright, so number 20. Alright, I love this question. You're gonna see this a lot in Regents. Mostly on global, but sometimes you will see it on US as well. But mostly global. The term divine right is best defined as what? Divine. When you see divine, that's God. If you see that term on the Regents, question number 20, divine right, divine means God. It's best described. Right away I know that. They're talking about God. Is it 1 revolution to gain political freedom? Rights and freedom? You know, since I only have 5% of power, I'm just going to jump straight to the answer that I think is the right one. You guys actually have to use the process of elimination. But it's 3. Belief that ruler's authority comes from God. 20 is 3. So basically, I was put there by God. You can't question me because I only answer to God. If you challenge me, you're challenging God. And God doesn't like anybody challenging Him. All right, the French Revolution was a reaction to what? Defeat and humiliation in Franco-Prussian War? No. Influence and privileges gained by the first and second estates? Yes. Yes, guys. All right, so the French Revolution. It had the first estate, the second estate. First and second, there were, so it's like a pyramid. So the first and second, basically the clergy and the nobles. And basically, third estate was everyone else. I'm not sure if I remember correctly. I think it was 95% of the people. They had to pay all the taxes. And so, and if you didn't like it, you could call the States General, which was like a Congress for them. But guess what? When first and second estate, I thought where they could outvote the third estate because each estate was given one vote. So that's tough luck for 95% of the people who got really upset about it and kicked them out. Right. So yada yada. I'm jumping to. Oh, okay, guys. So what I did is I jumped to question 22 from question number 20. I don't know why I did that, but question 22. For the question 22, the answer is 2. But we skipped question number 21. Scientific theory developed by Copernicus, Galileo, and Newton resulted in what? Question number 21. I'm thinking it's 1. Challenges the traditional teachings of the Catholic Church. Because they did challenge it. Remember the because these guys believe that sun revolved around Earth as opposed to Earth. I mean, these guys, Copernicus and Galileo, they believe that sun revolved around Earth. Sun actually revolved around Earth in it. Oh, I'm losing it. Alright, I'm losing it. Okay, so Earth and planets revolved around the sun. 21. They believe that Earth revolved around the sun. Copernicus and Galileo believed that Earth revolved around the sun. And before that, the church and everyone else believed that sun revolved around the Earth. But Copernicus and Galileo said that Earth is the one who's revolving around the sun. I know. So they definitely challenge the traditional feelings of Catholic Church. So is it to supporting Aristotle's theory of the universe? No. Confirmation Darwin's theory of evolution. That's 19th century. Rousseau, that's Enlightenment. So that's number 1. 21 is 1. Alright, guys, let's check it out. Let's see how many we got right. 17. 1, 4, 4. 1, 18 is 4, 19 is 4, 20 is 3, 21 is 1, 22 is 2. Whew, so far, so good. Okay. 23. Toussaint Louverture, Simon Bolivar, José de Martin. So right away I see those guys. Toussaint Louverture here. That's over through the French and Haiti. Simon Bolivar, that's Venice. Alright, so let's see. Venezuela. Alright. That's Latin America. We're not gonna go too many details, and I'm not at this point. I'm not gonna try to attempt. I'm not gonna attempt to explain it too many details, but it's 4. And if we check it, so let's check it out. 23 is 4. Yay! So far so good. But we only got 4% of juice on this iPad. But let's see. Be right back. Right. Okay. Alright, so let's see. Since we do not have enough time to go over all 50 questions, it's on question 24 that's here before my iPad dies, but should we skip it? Skip to the last part of it? Or should we go step by step? You know what? Oh, let's just go Question number 24. At Congress of Vienna, one of the main goals was to do what? 1. Prevent the spread of socialism. No. Congress of Vienna, that happened, let's see if I remember, after the fall of Napoleon. So reward Napoleon for his victories? No. They want to restore Mars to pre-Napoleonic status. I think it's 4. It's later, I don't know why I get so confused. Yeah, it's 4, 24 is 4. Alright, so after Napoleon fell, they want to restore Mars to pre-Napoleonic rule. Alright, so during the 19th century, Russia's settlement and development of Siberia was made possible by invention of what? Oh, Siberia. Haha. Mother Russia. Alright, so it's definitely steam locomotive railroads. Once you got steam locomotive railroads, 19th century, you could even go as far as Siberia. Steam locomotive railroads. Industrial Revolution, which is going to be huge on the Regents. I'm not sure why they're not putting haven't put a lot of questions about Industrial Revolution in this Regents, but you gotta know it. Okay, so question number 26, 3 bullet points, and we got 3% left. Nice. Alright, so 26, Indian National Congress, Young Italy, and Young Turks. Not to be confused with Young Turks, which is a YouTube channel. Alright, so one of the ways these organizations are similar is that they support creation of colonies. Oh no, they were absolutely opposed to that. Encourage nationalist sentiments. Yes, they were nationalists. They loved their country. Battle against religious separatism, opposed the use of civil. They didn't impose it. They needed to actually support it, but later on with Gandhi. But we're not talking about Gandhi yet. So 26. It's nationalism. Yeah, Young Turks. Alright. Which 19th century group would most likely object to the government regulation of businesses? Government regulation. So when we're talking about capitalism, they believe that businesses should not be regulated. Basically, laissez-faire. That's capitalism. Socialism wants more government and better regulation to, in their opinion, they want to improve the life of workers. So that would be question 27. That would be object to the government regulation of businesses. The laissez-faire capitalist, absolutely not socialist, laissez-faire capitalist, laissez-faire French. In French, I think it meant hands off. Laissez-faire 27, that's laissez-faire capitalist. 27, that's 4. Alright. Adam Smith, Thomas Malthus, and Karl Marx. Karl Marx, that's communism. That's economic theories right away. We're not going to go into too many details on it because that's not an essay, and it's just multiple choice. There you go. And we only have 3% power on this grandpa right here. Let's see. Okay, which goals are most closely associated with the Russian Revolution of 1917? Land, peace, and break. Absolutely the right answer. That's the right answer. But on the Regents, you want to go over everything else. We can eliminate number 2. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. Thinking that it's French Revolution, number 2. 3, science, technology, and agriculture. 3, nationalism, democracy, and livelihood. No. Basically, Russian Revolution. They need to get the support of the peasants, of or the working class. Peace, land, and bread. Russian Revolution, peace, land, and bread. That's what Vladimir Lenin promised. Alright, let's go over it. Why not? 24. 24, 4, 25, 3, 26, 2, 27, 4, 28, 2, 29, 1. Whew, I can't believe I'm actually got that meat right. Worked in with half my brain. Oh, 2%. All right. Question number 30. All right. So, which type of government is characterized by extreme nationalism, censorship, militarism, and dictatorship? Right away, I know it's a dictatorship. Extreme nationalism. That's. Are they going to talk about Nazis? Let's see the choices. Fascist state. Oh, it's close enough. Fascism. Clearly, Benito Mussolini. Direct democracy. It's not direct democracy. It's not constitutional confederation. It's not parliamentary democracy. Censorship. So censorship means that the media, the press, the newspapers are all controlled by the government. And if the media is controlled by the government, it's not going to criticize the leader. That's what censorship is. Extreme nationalism is when you believe that your people are better than anyone else. That's extreme nationalism. Dictatorship, that's dictator has unquestionable rule. Total rule. And militarism. Military, focus on military power. Yeah. 31. During both World War I and World War II, the economic policies of the main governments were designed to I think it's eliminate tariffs. So, you're at war, you don't have that much money. You want to eliminate tariffs, you don't want to tax each other, you want to make sure your economy is rebuilding. Is it to rebuild destroyed housing? That's during World War I and World War II, not after it. You can't rebuild anything during the war. You recollected agriculture, no. That's collectivism, that's communism, that's what Soviet Union did, that was what North Korea is doing. And rationalism. Oh, can't believe I made a mistake by ignoring all the questions. Question 31. 31, the answer is absolutely 4. That's what happens when you don't read it. That's what happens when you don't read. Now that I see that the answer number, that choice definitely makes sense. Limit consumption by rationing goods. They actually did a lot of that during World War I, World War II. Basically, rationing meant that you can only get that much of a certain product to make sure there's enough for everyone. Because there was a shortage, because a lot of food was being sent to the front lines, the soldiers. Okay, question 32. What was the major reason given by Adolf Hitler to justify his demand for additional territory between 36 and 39? Is it 1, all ethnic Germans needed to be unified into one German nation? I think it's right, but let's see. Germany needed to reestablish its overseas empire? No. 3, German Navy needed access to Mediterranean seaports? That is the wrong answer. Buffer zone? No, it's 1. They need more land. All ethnic Germans. That's actually why he went to invaded Austria and Austria, because there were Germans living there. So he believed that, they're Germans, they belong with us. But actually he wanted to expand. So 32 is 1. Alright, let's see what else. Oh boy, we only have 2% of power on this iPad. Can't believe I forgot to charge it. I haven't used it in a while, but technology is not my friend. But let's see if we have time to answer question number 33. So take a look at this, guys. Alright, so it says base your answer to question 33 on the timeline below any launch of social studies. So you see a timeline, from 30 to 42. Oh, 1% of power, let's see. Is it 33? Which title best completes the timeline? I'm just skimming it. Is it 1, communist takeover of China? 2, annexation of Korea? Chinese Cultural Revolution? No. Japanese militarism. It's communist takeover of China. Use the process of elimination just like that. Because, how do we know? Massacre of Nanjing happened in China. Japanese, I respond. Japanese. Pearl Harbor, that's Japan. Oh, 33. Why did I choose communist take over China? I'm not reading it right. I'm losing a little bit. So 33, the answer is 4. Japanese militarism. Japanese militarism. Gotta make sure you read all the choices. Gotta make sure you get enough sleep. And gotta make sure your brain is working at its maximum capacity for this one. So 33 is 4. So we have 1% of power left. Let's check what we got. 30 is 1. 31 is 4. 33 is... Actually, wait a minute. 30 is 1. 31 is 4. 33... I mean 32, 30 is 1, 31 is 4, 32 is 1, 33 is 4, and we got all of them right. Okay, alright guys. Alright, so it appears that my iPad is pretty much dead. Now we could technically continue with it. We only had get up to question 33. And next question is going to be 34. Alright, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go. Let me go on our website. Old exams global. Alright, so August 2017. Question 34. I'm scrolling down.